Hey guys, John Gordon here. I hope you really enjoy this next video. First off, I need to explain my camera malfunction. It's pretty bad in this video. I use my phone for all the videos that I make, and I do all my video editing on my phone as well. And I keep a leather case around that phone, and you'll see that the case droops down in front of the camera lens quite often in this video. And I've got a lot of video footage yet to edit that probably has that same malfunction. So y'all just bear with me until we get these videos behind us, and we'll try not to let that happen again. But just take it for what it is, and I appreciate y'all watching. All right, let's see what we got sitting here on the lift this morning. We got a GMC 350 Jimmy $1974. Right there, 1974 GMC Jimmy. Now this says 350/400, but the grill says 350, so we'll just say it's 350. Let's see. I've been in Italy for a couple weeks, so just got back, and it's already been worked on some. They couldn't get it running yet. Dropped an ATI distributor in it. Got a battery in it. Looks like there's a remote switch there, maybe, that somebody has put on it. Let's see. So apparently he said the gas didn't smell bad or anything, but I don't know what that means. 1974 tag on it. I'm sure that's not the factory tag. A little bit of rust in it. Sierra. Not too bad though. So Jimmy's and Blazers. Oh, this is a full top Blazer too. Whole top comes off. Green buckets. Wow, it looks like somebody sit in the passenger side more than they did the driver's side. That's crazy. Unless these side seats maybe. Somebody did a lot more climbing in and out of the passenger side than they did this side. All right, anyway, my task today is to see if we can get the thing running. So let's see, looks like they've already put some new tires on it. The switch is turned on inside. Let me see what happens if we put that battery post on there. And see what happens if we hit this button here. Yeah. Yep, we got a remote starter on it. Okay, that's going to help the situation. I guess first thing I need to do is make sure they got a proper power source. Power going into that distributor. I mean, they may have the distributor put in there wrong. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't have my tripod with me either, so it's going to be kind of crazy. All right, I've got you set up on the heater box, so maybe you can see a little bit of what's going on. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we're going to have to see if we're getting any fire to that distributor. Smelling something like it like it's maybe pumping some fuel. But there's nothing squirting. That old carburetor, I'm sure, is clogged up. Clog it up. All right, let's unplug this power source to the distributor and see what is going on. There it goes. Okay. Are we getting the 12 volts? Yes, we are. So we're getting a 12 volt source. Now, the next question is, are we getting spark to the plugs? All right, so what I've done here is I went ahead and pulled the number 1 spark plug wire off. I'm gonna put an old plug in it and we'll ground it. Turn that motor over and see if the plug sparks. So what I usually do is I'll just get a wire and wrap around the threads on that plug, and then just ground this somewhere. I mean, I can put it right to the negative side of the battery, so we know that spark plug is grounded. And then we can turn that motor over, since we're under the hood here, with this nice remote switch that somebody put on here, and we'll see if she sparkies. Yeah, this sparks, if you can see that. So we're getting spark. It's a good thing. Now, let's see if they got the spark plugs in the right order on the cap. Chevrolet's 1843657 so it goes 18. They got that right. 184. That's going to 4, 3. That is going to 3. 18436. That's going to 6. 18436 5, 7, and 2. So they do have their wires in the right order. That doesn't mean that they've got the distributor in there right, however. So we're going to find out. I'll have to somehow, well, maybe I'll just drop some fuel down in the carburetor just to see what she sounds like, because they could have that distributor out 180 degrees. They could have it out far enough to where it just won't move far enough to advance it far enough. Anyway, I guess we'll start with a little starter fluid just to see if she makes some kind of a noise. Yeah, they got the distributor off a couple teeth. Basically, I'm not able to advance it far enough. So in that situation, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just move the wires around one spot. But I always get kind of confused. Let's see, this one turns This one actually turns, 184. So it turns clockwise. So in order to catch up to that spark or that rotor button quicker, I need to rotate all the wires counterclockwise. That's just a quick way to test and see. And we can pull the distributor back out later and rotate it one tooth. But this is a quick way to see if it's going to fix the problem without going through all the hassle of pulling the distributor back out. I tell you what, dude, sometimes I don't understand sometimes why the dang spark plugs just won't snap. The wires won't snap on there properly. There it goes. Now, that ought to get us a little closer to running. Let me just pour a little bit of this True Fuel down in there and see what happens. Where's my... Yeah, she runs. They just had to have the distributor off a couple of teeth, but I guarantee you that carburetor's not getting any fuel to it. So we got the thing running as far as, I mean, you've seen it. It ran decent. Sounded really good, but it's not getting any fuel up to the carburetor. Dumped some fuel down into the fuel pump from the fuel line where I took it loose at the carburetor, and the pump pumps that back out. So I think the pump is probably good. It's a possibility that there's no fuel in that tank, or, I mean, it's just so hard to tell. It really does sound empty to me. But I'm gonna take the feed line loose right here, put a fresh rubber hose on it, and see if I can siphon any out of the tank. Yeah, there seems to be no gas in it. All right, so I went and got some fuel and put the fuel in there and realized, well, the fuel hose there's leaking. Fuel hose. Oh, man. Well, I'll just put a little catch pan. At least I can get most of the fuel in there. Just put a bucket under there to catch. Well, I put 5 gallons in there. I'm gonna go ahead and, that's not much. 5 gallons is not much fuel in a tank that size. So I'm gonna see if it'll pull some. I'm gonna take this electric pump and see if there's enough gas in there for it to actually pump some out, or if it will actually pick it up. Man, see, that 5 gallons in a tank that size might not even be enough to even be down below the pickup screen. I don't know. Then again, this electric pump might suck. It's moving air. That wasn't enough fuel. That ain't five. It's amazing to me. 5 gallons is not enough fuel in a tank that size. All right, so I put 5 gallons in that tank, and it is just not enough. You picture 5 gallons in this big tank that was completely empty. It's just not gonna get deep enough for that pickup tube to really pick any fuel up. So I've got some more fuel here. We're gonna put it in there. We'll have, should be about 12 gallons time we're done. It's crazy. I've already put 15 gallons of fuel in this thing and still can't get fuel. What I found is on the top of the tank, here's the tank, the rubber line going in. Right there, it's got a freaking hole in it, right there. So it's sucking air right there. I mean, why is there a hole right there? It don't make sense. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go to Stroups and get some fuel on, I guess. I may have to continue this tomorrow. All right, it's the next day on this Blazer. I did get a new hose put up there. If you look at the old one, yeah, you'll see a hole right in it. No reason for it at all besides, I think a rat probably was up there chewing on it. I mean, look at see those marks there? Teeth marks. You chewed a hole right through that. It wasn't rubbing on anything. It wasn't touching anything. So anyway, I've got a new hose, put a new hose here where I had my electric pump tied in, and I did plug the pump in. I did get fuel out. I didn't video that, but I'm gonna go upstairs now, or well, we don't have to go up. We'll drop the vehicle down, and I'll put that electric pump on the fuel line up here at the carburetor, and just go ahead and get that pump, the manual pump, primed real good and everything from the tank, and then we should be able to get this thing to crank and run off the fuel tank. Well, we got fuel up to the carburetor. She's pumping and she's running. Sounds really good. Got a few vacuum leaks I'm gonna deal with, and probably will even run better. 1974 GMC Jimmy. We've got it running. Like I said, when I got back from Italy, or I'll just say my associate, I guess, put the distributor in there. It had the points distributor, and that had no fire, so he just decided to go ahead and drop an HEI in there, which is a good move. But it was not installed properly. It was, we'll just say, several degrees out. So I got that straightened out. and we've got it running now. We had the holes in the fuel line back there that I showed you earlier that the rats ate into. Got fuel coming up. The old carburetor seems to be squirting well, running well. I don't see any leaks. I had to fix a couple of vacuum leaks. And I did see the inspection sticker was from 05. So probably that's the last time this thing was on the road and driven and actually running. So that's 18 years. So yeah, the old thing runs good. We're going to drop her in gear here in just a minute and go for a test drive, hopefully. I'm going to, I'll crank it back up and let it get warmed back up and check the fluid level. I'm sure it's probably a little low. Just sitting still, there's fluid on the stick. But I'll check that, and then I'll take y'all on a test drive, hopefully, if it goes in gear. All right, so she's a little low. I put a quart in already. Just letting it drain down into the transmission. We'll go ahead and jump in here, and I've got a brake pedal. That's good. No brake lights or nothing. Oil pressure's saying 60. That gauge might be stuck. Let's drop her down in gear and just see if she goes in gear. She got one of those sticky steering wheels. Barely moving. Yeah, it's going into gear. Yeah, and she's gonna run like crap. The carburetor, I'm sure, is crusty. I don't know, it kind of... She wants to go, though. I hope the gauges work. It's idled a little high. I don't like that, but may have to tune on that carburetor just a little bit. I want to get a good drive on it, or at least around the yard before I go condemning anything. Yeah, it's going to need another quart at least. Yeah, sometimes it just don't take a lot to get these things running. I thought for sure it was going to need a fuel pump until I seen that hole in the line, in the fuel line. Let's see if that made any difference, how quick she drops down into gear now. Oh yeah, right away. Temperature's coming up a little bit. That's making me think that that gauge is working, which is a good thing. Let's see. Get low lock, low, neutral, high lock. So this is a is it all-wheel drive all the time? Oh man, some of these old trucks. Yeah, this thing's all-wheel drive all the time. I don't really care for that. But really, it don't matter what I care for. If you really want to know the truth about it. Yeah, we're still low. Checking neutral when the engine's hot. We're hot. We'll probably put one more quart in it. Yeah, it's coming up, but it's low. All right, I'll turn y'all back on when we actually go for the drive. Yeah, I set the idle down on it just a little bit. I didn't like how high that was idling. Had a little bit of diesel in when I shut it off. The timing may be a little high. I didn't set it with a light yet. I just set it by ear, but get the air breather back on it and we'll take it for a drive. All right. Here we go. First drive in 20 or 18 years, I think. You never know. It could have been, may have been off the road legally, but they may have used it on a farm or something. I don't even have any information where this vehicle came from. I mean, it's North Carolina, but I don't have any history whatsoever. And this steering wheel is one of those ones that melts in the heat and it is just sticky. This is going to be nasty. All right, anyway, enough talking. Here we go. In reverse. And the exhaust makes this thing sound worse than it is. It really don't run too bad. It's got a little mist to it. We're going to have to, I was going to say we need to fix that mirror, but I can't get the window to roll down. That's all right. We'll just have to turn our head. You know, us old people, when we drive now, we don't like to turn around and look where we're going. Oh yeah, she's going. She drives. We'll go down to the end of the driveway maybe and back. See how she goes. See how she do. Air pressure's kind of low in the tires. You got her kind of wondering a little bit. Stuff rolling around in the truck. So we got oil pressure. That's going up and down some, and that's good though. I got temperature gauge seems to be working, amperage gauge, fuel gauge. I think it was a little below a half a tank before I put those. I put about 10 gallons of gas in it yesterday, I think. And I was kind of thinking that the tank was completely empty, but it probably was not. I was just blowing through that hole in the line. So I don't know what kind of fuel we're actually mixed with in there. It might have been some old fuel. I don't know. Yeah, she don't do bad though. Well, I'm driving her. All the gauges seem to be working well. Oil, temp, amps, fuel gauge. Brakes feel really good. It's got power. It's not stalling or anything. I set the idle down just a little bit. Exhaust kind of sounds crappy, but I mean it's running good. I don't know what else you want from me. I really don't. All right, that was a really good drive. She's not overheating or anything. I'm gonna probably go ahead and just park her. Oh, there's old Harry just waiting on me. I'm telling what he wants. Anyway, I don't know what else I'm going to do to this one. Depends on my boss. So, we got it running. Runs good. I'm sure to go for a cleanup. and I don't know if I'll get it back again. So this may be the end of the video. As far as, I got a little flap that drops down on my camera. I gotta fix that. But anyway, I don't know what else I'll be doing to this thing. Y'all stay tuned. We got a lot more stuff coming. Again, I appreciate y'all watching.